So then half time comes, the manager brings on Alexander Isak for him. Again, that sub would have made sense anyway, John. I think the fact, with them down to 10, Liverpool didn't need 5 midfielders, 4 defenders. No. It made perfect sense. I was saying, actually, I think I'd do the same. Put Alexander Isak on and put Sobbo or Jones to right back. It made sense. We don't know if that was what Arne Slot would have done, but yeah, logic dictates, lads with a knock, these are down to 10, let's get another forward on the pitch.
Well, it would have been ridiculous to carry on the way we were, wouldn't it? Because even down to 10 men, they get 10 men behind the ball. They're going to be difficult to break down. So you've got to do something to try and break the stem out, particularly when you've got that advantage. So, Isak was the obvious choice. And it did work, didn't it, for as long as he was able to be on the pitch?
Yeah, the manager, fair play. Like I think sometimes, Ian, and it can be difficult to play against 10 for us. I know this time, obviously, it was fine. It was actually playing against 9. That was more of a problem, and we will get to that. But I think the manager, I think the sub was right. And I think what he did with Florian Wirtz was right. Just get wide left, as far left as you can. Him and Kirk has doubling up. Because my worry was, even when there was 15 minutes or so of that first half remaining, when Xavi Simons goes off, it was very narrow. There was very little in terms of width on that big pitch. Spreading them out makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and bringing Isak on as well allowed Ekitike to pull out wider, and he was getting more involved in the game because he was pulling out wide and he was dragging defenders with him. I think 99.9% of Liverpool fans have all been crying to see our 3 big signings together on the pitch. And to be fair, when they were on the pitch, it looked promising, it looked progressive, and just a shame we're not going to see it now for a good while now again.
Yeah, we looked at our best though before Isak came on, when Ekitike was played into the box. He looked dangerous, and they just didn't do it often enough. So to have suddenly Isak as well, if you can get the ball to them, then obviously we were going to be dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about the goal then, guys, because Ian's right. There's a bit of a link up here between Liverpool's, or is that like £300 million worth of players? It's nice to see them all and that they know each other. It starts with Romero, just a bit of a daft one really, and Tottenham were doing that all game. Actually, John mentioned before, they were really sloppy and they did give you one, but actually, John, from the moment it kind of cannons into our, that Liverpool worked that move really well. I think Ekitike does well, Wirtz does well, and fantastic.
The pass from Ekitike was brilliant, the pass from Wirtz was brilliant, and the finish was brilliant. It was just a lovely goal to see. And obviously, the injury to Isak, clouded it a lot later on. But at the time, you just had to marvel at how good the goal was.
It just feels like on Wirtz, we talk about Wirtz first. In this instance, it isn't quite the Florian Wirtz that we saw ripping up the Bundesliga in the last couple of years, but there is definitely signs that he's starting to click a little bit. Unfortunately, this thing with Isak, and we'll touch on the injury in a moment, that's going to be hampered for a while, but him and Ekitike seem to link up quite well at times. He's finding his runners. Him and Jones seem to have a nice little connection as well, and it was a lovely little layer from Wirtz. It's perfect for Isak to just go and put in the back of the net.
Also, we're going to play 5 midfielders in. You can afford for Wirtz to wander a little bit because you've got 4 people in there, so we can go and be dangerous where he needs to be dangerous. To be fair to him anyway, he's not just been that type of player this season. I said the last time I was on, his off the ball has been underrated. Like when we lose the ball, he's straight back behind the ball and he's there defending, he's trying to pinch the ball back. So you can't say he's like a luxury type player because he does get involved. But yeah, it was really nice to see him link up with Isak because that's what we'd all been dying to see. And
it's a pity because whenever Isak's played, he's sort of underwhelmed.
Yeah. And,
suddenly he scores a goal early on and you think, this could be it. He could be breaking through today.
And
then he's injured.
Let's talk about Alexander Isak's injury then. At time of recording, we're not completely sure of the diagnosis, but the noises are he's broken a bone, lower leg, ankle area. Again, that you might that be confirmed by the time you watch or listen to this. But yeah, first of all, it's a really reckless challenge, Ian, and these are the kind of things that it's almost like defenders get a free hit at you if you get your shot away. The laws of football just kind of don't cover this one, because I understand Van der Ven is trying to get a block on its last ditch and you're trying to put your body on the line, but it's really dangerous. And the way he landed on Isak, you could tell straight away that it didn't look pretty.
It was Pickford on Van Dijk all over again, wasn't it? It doesn't mean to go in and do him, but once you go in with his legs in the position they were and then you close them together, once you take him out, it becomes a horrible, dangerous challenge. I mean, he's broke his ankle, which is bad anyway. It could have been even worse. It could have been
ACL job.
Yeah, it could have been really, really worse. And when you watch Isak's face when he goes down, he knows it's bad straight away. I was hoping he was overreacting a little bit, but when you see his face, he's shaking his head as soon as he hits the floor. The defender had no control on what he was doing because of the way he was lunging, and I get it, he was going in for the block, but there's the way Spurs were playing.
Typical of Tottenham. I mean, they were like that. Romero was started off early on Ekitike pulling him over, and they'd obviously been told to get stuck in, and obviously there's a chance coming, so Van der Ven uses his pace to get across and fly in, and I don't think he did it with any control. That's the thing. He wasn't sliding in to block the shot. He was just going in with everything.
He wanted to take the ball
without anything, without just hoping against hope that he could stop it.
On Isak then, John, you feel for him because in the moment, that's a wonderfully worked goal, and he's the man that we've been waiting to finish those type of moves, and we've seen a tiny sneak peek for it against West Ham, and then yesterday or on Saturday Night Live we saw that it's a really great finish. It's just that he's having one of those unlucky times, really, and listen, the summer was him, like he chose to kick off, he chose to do that, so Liverpool can't argue the fact that he arrived unfit. But he gets himself fit and then gets a hamstring injury. It takes him a while to come back. Like I say, this one we don't know how long the prognosis is. But
I've been thinking for a while that maybe we wouldn't see the best of him till next year anyway, and I think that's almost certain to be the case now. If he's got a broken bone, it's minimum 6 weeks before he's back in training, and we're into the new year, and then he's got to get his fitness back up. A guy who didn't have a lot of fitness to begin with. It's all very sad, really, isn't it? It's
interesting because it's the complexities of the human body, I suppose. But we're right, like Saturday going, the lad's broke his leg/ankle, and that's better than doing a ligament in his knee or his ankle. That's just the bones heal quicker, and that's where we're at. So there's no guarantee that he's going to miss the entire season, but it took him so long to get back from the at first, and then he gets injured, and then he takes a little while, and then he goes again. Even if he's completely ruled out for 2 months, and you're talking late Feb, early March, April time, hopefully Liverpool are still competing for stuff, and you can get Alexander Isak back. But £125 million signing, we just haven't seen enough, really, and it's not his fault. On some of that regard, you can't help it if someone comes and snaps your leg. It's just a shame because it did feel like Arne Slot was edging towards this new shape, this new system, and eventually it was probably going to be Ekitike and Isak up front together. He was kind of fudging it round while he was waiting for the Isak fitness, and he's kind of nudged Mo Salah a little bit, and he's kind of getting towards what he wants, and now that's gone for a while.
I think not just fitness. I think he was looking for Isak to hit a better form as well. Yeah. I think he's waiting for Isak to come in and get a couple of goals, and then he would have pulled the trigger on the two strikers up front. He may still do it now, but he's going to have to go with another striker now.
The problem is that it seems to me Arne Slot is a bit of a pragmatist, and he's more likely to revert to his packed midfield than he is to paying Chiesa up front, who's probably his only forward left. So it's a pity because if he was planning to transition into a new system with two up top, then he really should go ahead and do that, regardless. But I suspect he won't. I suspect he'll fall back into his packed midfield.
Yeah, and that's the thing here is that, and this is what happens with injuries, and Liverpool are currently having a bit of an injury crisis. There's a couple of, obviously, the suspensions, the AFCON as well in this regard. It puts so much strain on the other players. Because now, not only have Liverpool lost, they've lost £125 million striker for a couple of months at least. It puts a lot more strain on Hugo Ekitike, and you worry about that. You worry, about if you're constantly playing all five of your first choice midfielders, that can't be sustainable as well. You've got to look after them. This is what happens. A couple of injuries here and there, and injuries lead to other injuries, and that's the concern here with Liverpool, is that they went in and listen, they had £220 million worth of centre forwards, but there was only two of them. And if you lose one, the manager's got to be really, really careful with Hugo Ekitike. He's in good form, he's fantastic, but to expect him to play every single minute of every single game for 2 or 3 months.
He's not got Salah for at least a month, maybe 6 weeks.
This is the worry, isn't it? It's a bit of a concern now.
Yeah, it is, and it's the time as well, Christmas period as well, when we're at our busiest. We may not have as many games as what we've had in the past over Christmas, but we've still got a lot of games. But you know what? You've got Chiesa there, you've got Righam over there now. You need to use them now. I mean, I think he should have been using them anyway, but he's definitely going to have to give the minutes on the pitch now, otherwise he's not going to survive.
One of the things that came out of the whole game the other day was we were much better when we had Frimpong playing as a winger.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a big fan yet of Frimpong. I think there's something a bit wrong with him. I'm not quite sure what it is, but he certainly, made us much more dangerous by going at the fullback and putting in crosses. Yeah,
there are options. It'll depend if the manager can fit them in. The other question would be, John, is that does it give them the extra nudge to go do something in January? And I understand that you never want to buy players on the back of injuries, but if there was you're sitting on the fence, for example, the whole world knows that Antoine Semenyo has got a release clause. It's £65 million and somebody's going to activate it in January.
The beauty of someone like, I can't imagine that they're going to go out and buy another forward, an out-and-out forward.
Like a centre forward, yeah.
I can't see that at all. But Semenyo would not only give you width, but he also scores goals, so that would be a nice compromise, wouldn't it?
And it could allow you, when Salah's back, to use Salah in the forward role. If he wants to move Cody Gakpo forward, he can play there as well. So the noises were around Semenyo. It felt like other teams, Ian, were kind of maybe a bit more, not desperate, not the right way, but a bit more keen maybe to go and do something. I think City, Man United in particular, maybe Spurs were ahead of everyone if you read what you read. I do wonder if Liverpool are looking at this now going, it's probably Mo's final season. I don't think Mo's going to happy. He might get his head down and be on the bench for a bit, half a season. He's not going to do it for a season and a half. So can you go and do what you did with Luis Diaz, where you replaced Sadio Mane 6 months or so earlier, and what you did with Cody Gakpo? Actually, he was effectively going to be Roberto Firmino's replacement just before Roberto Firmino went, because Tottenham tried to buy Luis Diaz, Man United tried to buy Cody Gakpo. I do wonder if Liverpool can go, listen, we've signed loads of players in the summer, we spent a lot of money, but can we get ahead of this? And I think it would be a definite help to the squad if they had another forward option available for the remainder of the season.
Yeah, it would do, and what it does as well, I mean, I know we've still got a lot to play for this season, but it puts us in better nick for the start of next season. We bring players in early now, because we don't want another season like we've had this year, where we bring in as many players as we did in the summer, and then we're struggling because we've had too many changes, especially if the likes of Mo's going to go next summer. You don't want the transition of that at the start of next season. You'd rather have it now.
I mean, I think their priority still has to be centre-backs, to be honest. But given that Isak's now out for a long time, that's another issue they've got to resolve as well.
Yeah, but it'll be interesting to see how they do. Best wishes, obviously, to Alexander Isak, and we'll see how honest Liverpool and their remaining players cope. Like I say, the Christmas period isn't too mad. There's only actually one more game left in this calendar year, but then January does get pretty hectic pretty quickly. There could be Champions League playoffs, depending on where Liverpool finish in that as well. So games are going to come thick and fast, and the squad might be tested and stretched. So we'll see how Liverpool react in January. Now Arne's sort of react with managing his squad as well. That was a clip from the Final Word show. If you'd like to check out the full show, head on over to redmenplus.com.